What's happening, guys? Welcome back to another video. Now in today's video I'm going to go over what I believe Apple are going to do over the course of 2016 and what products they're going to release and what changes they may make to their product lineup. Now the first product I'm going to get into talking about is of course their iPhone. Now every year Apple updates their iPhone, whether it be a new design or refreshed internals, but this year we're going to get a completely redesigned phone. Now you can click this video right here or the card on screen to go and watch a video where I talked about the iPhone 7, but in a nutshell we will be getting a redesigned phone, faster internals, better cameras, as well as we may also see a 4-inch version of the iPhone, being the iPhone SE. Now this phone may be launched around late March. Now another one of Apple's products that will be getting refreshed this year is their 9.7-inch iPad. Now this iPad was not refreshed last year with the introduction of the iPad Pro, but this year we may see the 9.7-inch iPad get iPad Pro features, being the surround sound stereo speakers, the support for the Apple Pencil, the smart connector, as well as an improved camera and overall speed performance improvements. Now another product that Apple are likely to redesign this year is their MacBook Pro. Now the MacBook Pro with Retina display hasn't had an upgrade ever since 2012. Now this could mean that we'll see the MacBook Pro without Retina display being dropped. So the entire MacBook lineup does have a Retina display. Now first up, the redesign of this MacBook will take design cues from Apple's current 12-inch MacBook. Now this would mean that we'll get the new battery layering process that Apple are using on their 12-inch MacBook, as well as the inclusion of USB Type-C, and we may also see the new keyboard technology that Apple brought over in the 12-inch MacBook. Now of course we will get the usual internal upgrades, being the new Skylake processors from Intel, faster graphics, faster RAM, and faster storage. Now I wouldn't expect the battery life to increase or decrease, as Apple are going to end up making the device thinner, meaning that the batteries will get smaller, but with the inclusion of Intel's more efficient processors, the battery life is likely to stay around what it is currently. Now another product that myself and most people have likely to have forgotten is Apple's Mac Mini. Now I don't expect the Mac Mini to get a significant redesign. In fact, I don't expect it to get a redesign, but we will see the internals get a slight bump, and we may also see the price decrease from what it currently is. Now another Mac product that won't get a redesign is Apple's iMac. Now what we will see instead is Apple focusing mainly on the internals of this machine. Now this would mean that we're likely to see the introduction of the aforementioned Intel Skylake processors. We may also see the RAM get a boost up to 64 gigabytes, as the current model can do that, but Apple do not ship it with 64 gig. Now we may see the speed of the RAM itself increase from 1800 megahertz to around 2100 megahertz. Now on top of this, we may see Apple drop the mechanical hard drive in favor of just a Fusion drive on the baseline model. Now we may also see Apple drop the standard 1080p iMac in favor of a full Retina iMac lineup. Now another product that Apple haven't really touched ever since its redesign back in 2013 is the Mac Pro. Now this has cited various rumors online to suggest that Apple are banning their Pro user, but this may not be the case, as a new piece of code found in Apple's OS X El Capitan shows that a Mac running with 10 USB 3.0 ports. Now it would only make logical sense that 10 USB 3.0 ports would fit on a Mac Pro. Now there are various other rumors online which suggest that Apple could put the Lightning port found in their current generation iOS devices onto the back of the Mac Pro. Now this would allow the user to listen to high resolution audio through the Lightning port. Now another rumour surrounding the Mac Pro is that Apple are likely to increase the amount of baseline RAM that come with the Mac Pro. This is as the MacBook Pro 15-inch with Retina display currently comes with 16 gigabytes of RAM, whereas the baseline Mac Pro only comes with 12. So now I just want to give an honourable mention out to the MacBook Air. Now the MacBook Air is likely to receive some internal upgrades, but a complete redesign is not expected. Now this is as very soon Apple is likely to replace the MacBook Air with the MacBook in its lineup, therefore making the Mac Mini, the MacBook, and then the MacBook Pro, iMac and the Mac Pro for Apple's complete Mac lineup. Now ever since Now, ever since the Apple Watch dropped last year, we all made a little bit of a wish list as to what we would love to see in the next generation Apple Watch. Now, the first of these being a FaceTime camera. Now, this of course will allow us to make FaceTime calls from our wrists. Now, another being the ability to have GPS tracking on the Apple Watch. Now, this would mean that the Apple Watch would have to have a GPS chip built inside of it. Now, this would mean that the Apple Watch would have less dependency on the iPhone, which most people really would like to see. Now, this would mean that the Apple Watch would have to get a Wi-Fi chip to allow it to connect to a Wi-Fi network. Now, there are three other case materials that Apple could introduce us to, one being silver, the other being platinum, as well as white gold. Now, this could mean that the Apple Watch collection could have 6 different models. So now I want to get into talking about products that Apple really do need to refresh. Now, the first of these being is Apple's Thunderbolt Display. Now, the technology found in that display is over 4 years old, and the overall quality of the screen itself is nothing compared to the quality of Apple's 5K iMac. Now, these screens really do need to get upgraded, even in the design section, as the design thickness of these screens is just ridiculous. So the next product, or should I say product lineup, that Apple really do need to refresh is of course their iPods. Now, they haven't touched their iPods in quite some time. Now, even last year they refreshed the iPod lineup, but they didn't really give us anything new apart from some new color options. So I do expect Apple to refresh their entire iPod lineup. Now, this even means the inclusion of a completely redesigned iPod Classic. Now, the next product that I'm going to talk about is of course Apple's most ugliest product from last year. I am of course talking about the iPhone smart case. Now, the rumors have it that the next generation iPhone 7 could come with a smart connector. Now, this smart connector could enable the smart case to charge the iPhone while still having access to the lightning port to listen to audio. And that's it, guys. That's all I've got for this video. If you enjoyed the video, then do please thumbs up the video, subscribe for more, and I will see you guys soon. Thank you for watching.